Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Ever since the location of where they took Nnamdikanu to after his verdict of life sentence, many Nigerians were wondering, will his lawyers be able to reach him, contact him? Well, not only has his lawyer been able to reach him, he had said to send the message across via his lawyer and his brother. Let's quickly dive into the news proper to find out exactly what this message is all about. Now, it went via his brother and his lawyer. Now, according to what we gathered, he said, I, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, and Dr. Maxwell Okpara have had a meeting with Nnamdikanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, at the Sokoto medium security prison. He has instructed me to inform the public that his conviction was without legal basis, as no individual can be convicted under a repealed law. His final written address, which anchored on fair hearing, was also denied. He emphasized that the evidence relied upon by the court was not included in the charge sheet or presented as evidence against him. Additionally, the court's reliance on struck out charges from Justice Binta Nyako was a significant issue. Now, upon reviewing the judgment, he identified numerous errors that undermined the validity of his trial. He urged well-meaning Nigerian justices, magistrates, and lawyers to carefully examine the judgment and uphold the laws of the land and the Nigerian Constitution. He questioned the disparity between the favorable rulings in Umuahia High Court, in Umuahia High Court, Enugu Appeal Court, United Nations, and Supreme Court as well, which stated that the laws under which he was charged are repealed and must be amended, yet were ignored. He commended individuals of good conscience who recognized the injustice and rejected it. I am Nnamdikanu, who will reject injustice, unfairness, and evil against anybody regardless of your tribe, faith, and ethnic background. Injustice to Nnamdikanu is injustice everywhere. I remain thankful for all your support, your prayers, and your good thoughts. Elohim bless you all, he said. Now, this is the message coming from Nnamdikanu to as many Nigerians who have been following this case as possible, and is literally calling out everyone that please find a way of getting the written judgment, and go through it, peruse through, and see, of course, if this makes a lot of sense. But I must say that I must commend his lawyer, Dr. Okpara, because a lot of persons were wondering, would they be able to get down to Sokoto? It's good to also know that even in Sokoto there, those guys are quite a friendly lot. A colleague is in the house. What do you make of this latest information is given? He's still rejecting the judgment, insisting that a lot of flaws are in the written judgment and that he has his proofs in his final written document, of which they did not allow him to present on that set day. What's your take?
Well, I think everyone has the right to appeal a judgment, especially if you look at it and you see loopholes that are there in it, and that right cannot be stripped from him. They have to go as far as the appeal court, to look at how that issue can be handled. But at the same time, I think right now, what is most important is to sideline emotions, sideline emotions and look at the key issues. And those key issues is what the lawyers will have to look at. And it's important, the issue of self-defense should no more come in. Okay. The business of legal practice, or the business of legal services, is offered by lawyers. And we have a lot of very good lawyers, men who have gone through different transactions in the legal world, and they've worked out with success. So I think that those experts, especially mostly senior advocates of Nigeria, should be sought after by those who are his staunch supporters, and then allow those people to do their thing. Don't be involved in it. You understand? Because it is their own business. When the Justice Omotosho started reading out a lot of things, I'm not a lawyer, but personally I saw a lot of things which I realized that it was stringent for a criminal lawyer, as it was stringent for a lawyer who had practiced criminal law to handle that case. Because there are some things that you may think it's just normal, in the eyes of an ordinary man, but there's more to it. So self-defense was outrightly wrong because, number one, this is a high-profile case. This is something that you have about 6 or 7 count charges against you. Someone must be there to give grounds upon which the whole thing should be cancelled. On the issue of that repeal law, which is talking about, it makes a great deal of sense.
It keeps standing on it.
Now, it makes a great deal of sense when someone who do not have insight into law is talking. You cannot be tried. But then when you take into consideration that section that Omotosho mentioned, 98, starting from 1, I think section 98, subsection 1 or so, that's talking about the Terrorism and Prevention Act 2022. It clearly stated, I browsed it and I saw it, it clearly stated that this particular new law, that any case that was being founded on the one that has been repealed should not be stopped. It should continue with this new one. I'm a layman in law, but for me, it means that if you were tried based on the provision of the other one, that with this new one coming, they don't have to stop the prosecution and, file new charges against the person. It must be continued. I saw it with my eyes, So that's why I'm saying emotion should be sidelined. Professionals should come in, handle this issue, and he will be vindicated at the end of the day.
Sorry to interrupt you. Do you think that this set of team he has is capable of redeeming
They don't have the capacity. Let's tell ourselves the truth. That was what Ifeanyi Ejiofor said.
Or do you think you are basing your judgment on what Ifeanyi Ejiofor
I'm not basing it. Some of the things that judge said on that day, I could pick small flaws. That's on a personal note. I'm not trying to downgrade anyone and all, but I could pick small flaws in it. And I realized that if professionals were the one handling this case, they would have spotted all those small flaws, and that issue would have been fixed. I feel at this point, you shouldn't hang around with people who are carried around with his own emotion. They should sideline it, because I think the whole thing is towards nailing him. You understand? So experts are needed as at now to fix this issue.
Let's hope political solution will also come into play.
Political solution is also very important.
All right, that's going to wrap it up. Let's meet in a conversation once we take.